Our players are ready. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thunderdog eSports Top Dog Season 4 of 2014. I am the TheDannySaur alongside of Lore. We have Team Ascension versus Integrity Gaming. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner here in the rather muted pink trunks, we have Team Ascension's Grace.
And in the upper right-hand corner, we have, in the blue trunks, Integrity Gaming's imeurotrash.
Gotta love that name. Calling it out like he sees it. So yeah,
Not sure, is he being ironic, or is he being actually, this is how I feel about this?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things, if a player's like, oh, I'm white trash, it's like, well, is that are you proud of it? Are you just saying it just to be funny? Is it ironic because you're playing Starcraft and that's not typical? A lot of different ways.
Yes, lots of different ways it'd be interpreted. That'd be an excellent player interview. How did you come by that handle?
So many times.
Europeans are trash, and they've been just cut it off.
Yep, and we're done.
It's okay, we're gonna back to you.
Oh, and it looks like Rise Willis is now jumping into the chat, so he will be observing his teammates playing through, as that is typically the way that all these teammates are coming around. They jump into our chat and jump into the game, so we'll see here, as it's hard to tell early on which direction this game will go, but it looks like Grace is going to send the first unfriendly unit across the map and, harass and spy on his Terran brother and see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, getting that scout out. Eurotrash opting not to go that route. He's just going to try to build this. Will he be able to harass this worker down here? Nope, he actually just checked for proxies. Yeah, he's not saving up for that at all. He's got his racks on the... racks in a factory on the way. Got his gas going. And Grace is actually opting to go with a reactor early on and an expansion. So he's going to be getting up a lot of Marines for defense. He's going to be expanding, and Eurotrash is going to be our aggressor in this game.
Yes, and Grace finding this SCV, and that'll be good news, as he will deny any semblance of scouting, as currently imeurotrash is completely in the dark. So just your kind of typical 1-1-1, it looks like, coming out of Eurotrash.
Yeah, and when you do it that late scout, you have to be willing to accept the fact that you might not get any information for quite some time. All I know is that a Reaper's on the field. That's not really that big a deal as far as information. It's not that telling. The Reaper should be able to get some information for Grace, depending on how he uses it. Eurotrash does have his Marines positioned on that cliff, along with the Hellion, to try to spot for the Reapers coming through.
Gotcha, and it looks like
but right now, Grace is just getting hold of the tower.
Yeah, I think my stream is lagging just a little bit. We'll be sure. I'll keep an eye on it now. It looks like it may be no longer dropping frames as the bitrate ramped back up. Somebody may have jumped on the internet connection. One of the unfortunate things about sharing a house with other internet users is occasionally they also want to use the internet. And
inconsiderate.
Yeah, isn't that such a drag? How dare they use their own internet that they also pay for? But it looks like
they should know that you are Team Top Dog.
They actually do know. I actually do request. I was like, hey, don't bug me. I'm going to be casting. I mean, kind of a big deal. And it looks like...
could you turn off the torrent, please?
Yes. Nice little Hellion v Reaper battle going down. And good. It looks like it restabilized. So I'll keep an eye on it. Apologies for that. As early on, it looked a little rough. But good news there. And a scan coming down. So now Grace... 100% aware of everything going on, as he didn't miss a thing except for that expansion that just went down, but he'll assume that that's
look at that
there.
Viking being built.
Dead Viking.
Just in the nick of time for that Banshee coming in.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Enough for the scan, so this will be good news. And, oh, he's going to be so sad when this Viking just pops out immediately right on top engages it, and there goes the scan. And this Banshee will get out of here for now. But
Yep,
is there...
no kills, though. There's one kill.
Here's the...
I've never seen a no-kill Banshee before.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be able to do a little bit of harassment.
Yeah, it's a little rough as right now he's just out of range and now has enough for another scan. There it goes down, and he does get it. Was a little bit panicked there, I think, as both of his orbital commands were on like 30 energy, and he was like, oh, uh-oh. So I think he threw down that missile turret as kind of a distraction to get him away and make sure that didn't hold him back. So Eurotrash now, both these players expanding at relatively similar timings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like this kind of is slightly swinging in the favor of Eurotrash at the moment, because even though Grace went for this build that got him a command center much quicker, their SCV count is very similar, and they're actually mining from their second bases at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything you can pretty much think of is almost the same. So you pull up the income there, you can see both players nearly identical as they are both now boosting up that second base. So we'll have to see. It looks like Eurotrash wants to move down here and do a little something. I love this Raven coming out of Grace. It is probably my favorite unit. Now that Seeker missile is no longer a huge deal. We'll see what he can get done here, as this could get a little bit interesting.
These two Banshees are going to do some work. Marines without medevacs are actually kind of vulnerable to that getting picked off. The Raven is going to spot. I don't know why he's even bothering with the cloak at this moment.
Yeah, he wants to take out that
tank, but he will also lose a Banshee.
Yeah, it looks like maybe one, maybe both, as he's trying to save it. One more volley. Boom! It goes down. Very, very well done.
The Raven.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Raven is quite... And I think maybe a Seeker missile might be coming down on these Marines, depending. It's a little rough. Now he's got a tank inbound, so that's really going to help him out, as he has established position first. Good news there, and Grace looks like he's going to be kind of just back to normal here.
Yeah, really good deflection there by Grace. Eurotrash just gonna start taking his gases that is natural. Got a third command center on the way. It's got some of those critical upgrades coming.
Absolutely. So now both these players are just going to kind of round everything out, really kind of converge on what they pictured, you know, right after 2 or 3 bases. They're both going to kind of come into exactly what they had planned out, as neither one has been substantially deterred. But now it looks like Eurotrash with a nice little drop here into the back could do some damage. And let's see. Oh, that new game heart tracker showing exactly how many units were lost to this drop. So it looks like 6, and it looks like that medevac was taken out. So these Marines are going to try to do something. They're going to dive in. And
these Marines are still alive, actually.
Yeah, now that's
quite a few SCVs.
8 in total. That game heart overlay is so cool. Basically pops up a counter right on screen for you. I have no idea how it does it, but I love it. And kudos to them. They just made kind of a big update, and that is one of the new features.
And so now there is a total of 12 workers lost for Grace at this time. If we look at the supply counts, it's actually starting to get really in the favor of Eurotrash, especially now that he's got about a third more supply than his opponent. The tank count is looking good. He's got a healthy number of Marines who can't stem. Medevacs are coming out. But there is a big push supported by a Raven coming from Grace. So you never really know how those can go. Eurotrash is going to have to defend well.
Yeah, and I think Grace really needs to do something here. I mean, he's down a little bit, and we'll see.
Ooh. He needs to get sieged up. He's not sieged. These Marines are coming in.
Oh, and this is going to be devastating for him.
Stopping the attack with a preemptive assault.
And that, I mean, what else can you say but just utter destruction there as Grace's supply plummets. And yeah, you nailed it. I mean, he kind of saw him potentially poking out, and he was just like, all right, gung-ho, everyone in, and let's just charge these tanks, and able to take them out quite well.
It reminds me of players back against, old-fashioned pushes with tanks where, if you're not paying attention, you don't get sieged in time. That defense of just rushing at the attack is very, very useful. And now we just have an empty medevac running over here, and that's a good game call.
Yeah, that will be it. Nice.